Listen, I just want to let you know, my friend, you cannot download if there is no a click. There cannot be any download without a click. So that is how it is in the spiritual. You cannot get information when there is no click, when there is no signals to show or to look out for something or a solution to a problem. You must understand your spiritual signals for you to download inside your inner man. For you to have a download in your inner man, there must be a relevant or there will be a strong signal to show that there is something, there's an information that is being prompted, and that will guarantee you having a full concentrated information that for so that your generation will have something to give account of. Now, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. My friend, your spiritual signal is very important. Your spiritual signal is very important. You cannot function in the gift of the Spirit, or you cannot function in the gift of the Spirit if you don't know how to understand your spiritual signal. Your ability to function in the gifts of the Spirit determines on your ability to understanding your spiritual signals. So when you understand your spiritual signal, it will prompt you, it will help you to function in the gifts of the Spirit. Spiritual signals, let me just broadly understand this. Spiritual signals help you for you to functioning, or it helps in your functioning of the gift of the Spirit which God has deposited in you. So many of us, due to our lackadaisical lifestyle in the spiritual world, which I call it spiritual famine or spiritual koshoko. So many believers are suffering from what I call spiritual koshoko because they are unable to feed their spiritual man. That is why it seems like the devil is making jest of them. That's why the devil is making mess of them, because they are unable to understand the spiritual signal. Now, God speaks to a man every day. God speaks to man every day. Now, I just want to have this mentality in your inner man, in your subconscious man, that spiritual signals helps you to receive information from a higher frequency. Spiritual signal helps you to receive information from a higher frequency and then download it to your spiritual man, and then download it to your spirit. My friend, you cannot have a download when there is no signal. You cannot have a download when there is no signal. If you must receive information from a higher concentration, that means your spiritual antenna, your spiritual signal must be sharp. Your spiritual signal must be at alert. Let's take for instance, you went to a cyber cafe to browse. You went to a cyber cafe to browse, and then in the point of your browsing, you want to source out information. When you click and then you open a site, you must first of all look out for the HTTP, the hypertext, the hypermakeup text languages, or the hypertext protocol. You must first of all click into the HTTP and then put in the site which you want to use to source out your information. Let's take Google for an instance. You put in Google for an instance, and then you want to use Google to source out your information. Through the help of Google, once you click Google, Google will bring up certain things or certain a dialogue which you have to input what you want to, your information which you want to get, and then receive appropriate or relevant information about that. Now, once you put in that particular information or that particular problem you want a solution to, Google will give you different solutions. Now, when you are browsing through the internet, you try to understand that until there is a strong rotative measure of your internet or your signal, you cannot receive information very fast. Until your signal is strong, that is when you receive information very fast. Understanding your spiritual signal has to do with you having this consciousness in your mind that there is something far beyond the natural. There is something far beyond the natural. And that thing that is far beyond the natural cannot be obtained until your spiritual signal is being sharpened, until your spiritual signal is stronger. God cannot download information in your life until your spiritual signal is strong. There are some downloads which God cannot do in your life until He has watched your spiritual signals. There are some downloads which God cannot implement your life. There are some things which God cannot implement your life until He sees a mind, until He has removed the life or the ignorant aspect of your life, and they place in you what I call radio frequency wave of the spirit world. Now that radio frequency wave of the spirit world will open your spiritual portals. Now until your spiritual portals are being opened, you cannot have a download. Let me repeat it again. Until your spiritual portals are being opened, you cannot have a download. A download is being made when the spiritual portal is being opened. God bless you. Stay tuned as I still bring to you what on our series understanding spiritual signals, and God will bless you. Remember, subscribe to all our channels, subscribe to this YouTube account, subscribe, and God will bless you. God bless you.